Hey guys, thanks for joining us for Conversations Over Coffee. It's been a huge week this week. We've seen so many new people connecting with these devotions, these Conversations Over Coffee devotions. In fact, our YouTube channel has seen us double in the number of subscriptions just in the last week. And our last devotion that we posted about 10 days ago tripled in the amount of average views. We actually cracked 100 views, which is just amazing. So that's what we did it for. We wanted to do it to present opportunities regularly, to do really short devotions, one thought, one idea where we can have a conversation together in some way, shape or form. And many of you have been responding via email or via YouTube, which is great. So really appreciate your support. Please keep getting the word out there. If you aren't currently subscribed with our YouTube channel, subscribe so you'll get a notification every time one of these devos comes up. And now, let's get into the latest Conversation Over Coffee. This past week, Kaz and I met with a leadership team, a church leadership team and their staff, and spent some time doing some leadership development and talking about what frustrates us in life, in relationships, in work and in leadership. And almost everybody talked about a lack of or poor communication. And as we dug deeper, we discussed one simple way that dramatically improves our communication and our ownership. And it's interesting, as I think about this principle, I often find myself thinking about Jesus and how he handled situations of conflict or how he handled similar situations where he needed to communicate. You see, Jesus Christ was a brilliant communicator. Interestingly, Jesus uses a very simple but effective way of communicating to make sure that people really understood what he was saying. And the simple thing, the little thing that he did almost every time he communicated was he gave people the why. Today's devotion of Conversations Over Coffee, we're going to talk about why it's so important to use the why. See, it wasn't a matter with Jesus where he just said, look, get on board. You just need to get on board. That's it. Jesus always tried to help people to understand the why. When Jesus walked the earth and he ministered, he continually shared with people why he was doing what he was doing. In fact, in the scriptures, time and time again, we read the Son of Man came too, and Jesus was referring to himself. And he said, I have come for this purpose. I have come for that purpose. And the scriptures are really clear. As Jesus walked the earth. Matthew chapter 20 verse 28, we read, just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. You see, Jesus gave why he came. He said, this is why the Son of Man's come. He went on in Luke chapter 19 and verse 10, and he said, for the Son of Man has come to seek and save those who are lost. So he talked about he came to serve. He talked about that he came to seek and save the lost. He also talked about the fact that he came to destroy the works of the enemy. In John's first letter, 1 John chapter 3 and verse 8, we read, but when people keep on sinning, it shows that they belong to the devil, who has been sinning ever since the beginning. But the Son of God came to destroy the works of the devil. Again, we read that Jesus came to destroy the works of the devil. And then we also read that Jesus came not to condemn. If we think about that famous passage in John 3:16, we read, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. And then he goes on and says that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. And then verse 17 says, for God didn't send his Son into the world to condemn the world. Why? He sent his Son in the world to save the world. The Son of Man came, Jesus said, I have come for this reason. Here's the why. He said, I came to give you life. The thief comes to rob, kill and destroy, but I come to give you life. He says, I came to fulfill the law. He says, I came to set the captives free. See, Jesus time and time and time again talks about the why. Yet in our lives, what we do is we talk about what? We want you to do this. You think about it in the workplace. I want you to do this. Do we sit down and help people to embrace it, to engage with it by giving them the why? See, some people might still not agree with what you're doing. But if you share the why, they will understand why you're doing it. So leaders, or even just people in life, as husbands and wives, as parents, as sons and daughters, as workmates, in whatever area of life you are? How are you going at telling people why? Because when you do that, when you give them the why, when you spend time with them, you'll get unity, you'll get people embracing the situation, and people will walk with you. So how's things going with you, and how are you experiencing, expressing, and communicating the why? God bless you.